Welcome back. Now, don't get me wrong. I love the holidays, but they come with a lot of stress. From the decorating, the hosting, the cooking, the cleaning, shopping, and don't forget the expense of it all. I'm getting wound up just thinking about it.
Yeah. And let's not forget about the F word. Family. You love them, but they can also give you the biggest tension headaches, can't they? Just sometimes, right? A little bit. Here with some tips on how we can relieve some of that pressure is the New York Times best-selling author, Wakeman. So, you're not just an author, you're also a leadership coach, you're a blogger, and you're the mother of not one, not two, not three, not four, but 8 boys.
8 boys. I know.
Woo! Wow. What would you say is the key to doing this all on a daily basis?
Oh my gosh. First thing is that, you can't do everything, but you can love everything that you do. And, life's messy, but you can live really happy. That's probably one of the key things I remember.
Yes.
Okay. We're going to dive in.
Going in.
So the holidays can bring so many stressors. Some of the stuff that Tracy was looking, listen, everything pretty much feels stressful around the holidays. So how do you go into the season now, we're almost knee deep, without getting burnt out? What are your tips?
There's so much to do, and our first inclination is to make this whole list of have-tos and shoulds, and we make this list and we start working the list without even thinking. And so what I say is the easy part's making the list, but go back and look at that list and prioritize with a different measurement. Mm-hmm. Instead of looking at what I have to do, look at what you want to create. I want to create a peaceful time with my family. I want to create a lot of love and just happiness and really chill moments. Then go back to the list and now look at that list and go, what of these things on this list are going to create that? And that's going to reprioritize it. You'll find so many things you have to do aren't going to help build that. So if it's energy depleting, take it off the list. If it's energy building, keep it on the list.
Love that.
Yeah. That's great, Sai. We have a viewer comment from Marjorie. Now, she says her holiday frustration comes from always being the one that makes everything happen. It would be nice if I had some help. Now, I think a lot of people, women in general, feel like they have to take it all on for the cooking, the cleaning, the hosting, the shopping, the decorating, and they don't like to delegate. So what kind of advice do you have for Marjorie?
It's a bit counterintuitive, but I would tell people to stop believing everything you think. Question it. If a thought causes you stress, question it.
So her saying that I think that it's all on me.
Yeah, I always do everything. Really? Always? I have to. Really? Mm-hmm. And so when you question that, the truth will set you free. You find out it's not true. What is my reality? I have people to feed in this house. What could I do next that would make that happen? I could start asking for what I need. Mm-hmm. But then that thought comes in. If I have to ask for it, it doesn't count. Right?
It's true.
And I would question that. I would question that thought. See, our stress isn't from people to feed. Our stress is from the stories we tell ourselves about the event. We bundle things together that were never meant to go together. We bundle yummy food with made by me from scratch, right? Unbundle yummy food featuring the next cooks in our family, right? And so be very careful when you start believing you're thinking, because you will have stress.
Okay, Sai, let's get to that F word then. Family. Specifically, family guilt around the holidays. And a lot of it is around which family members to spend time with. There's only a certain amount of days, and you want to go to that uncle's, that aunt's, this mom's, this dad. And so when you can't make it, or when you're being, sometimes made to feel that you should be here and here, how should we deal with that kind of stress, that guilt of not being able to see all the people we need to see?
Yeah. It is tough. Most of us have families that now are in multiple countries, not just, 3 walks down the way. First of all, remember that guilt is a feeling that we should have when we've done something wrong. And so have some self-compassion, set the tone. Just because other people are trying to set in that guilt, don't take it on. And then watch your language. Subtle changes in your language change your psyche. So I might say, oh my gosh, this year we're spending time with my husband's family and I don't get to see my family. Change that language. You know, I have 2 great families that love me so much. I'm getting really creative on how to spend time with them. Those little changes in language. And then question your thoughts again. Is it true you can't be with everybody at once? One of the things that I've done is I've given a GoPro as a present. And then I assigned people of different ages to mandatory wear the GoPro.
Which is a little camera.
Yeah, a little camera. And then on your phone, you can Periscope and just live stream. So I can basically check out whatever Christmas I want to go to.
Great idea. Great idea. Because it's true, and you abandon then this idea that we have to physically be in the same space. We can use technology.
Use technology, FaceTime.
And it reminds you why you don't want to be in the same physical
Well, it
space.
does, right? Wouldn't it be nice to have different channels and you could just tune in to whatever holiday looks like happiest? Yeah, I'm sick of that holiday. I'll just tune in.
Okay, we have a viewer question from Stephanie who asks, she says, I love my family, but only for so long. My relatives always end up getting on my nerves after a while, so what can I do?
You know, the typical tips are things like take a break and get away, but by the time you're there, it's too late, right? You're like, you're drinking in the back room. You're going, I'm not coming out again. So I say really intervene early. Again, it goes back to your thinking. So first of all, suffering during the holidays is completely optional. There are 2 ways to go through this holiday with joy or misery, your choice. And one of the things to really think about is to stop judging, start helping. So my suffering doesn't come from Uncle Lester wearing his shoes on my new rug, right? My suffering comes from making up a story. He does that on purpose, and he intentionally is disrespectful, and he doesn't care about my house. Or it could just be the reality. Uncle Lester lost his wife last year. She's not around to nag him, to take his shoes off. What if the gift I gave this year was benefit of the doubt? What if the gift I gave this year was tolerance or just forgiveness early and often? That way, it looks like I'm doing it for you, but I'm doing it for me, right? It's a selfish act, so.
We have another viewer comment from Rose who says, in today's world, it's the expectations. When I was growing up, holidays were about love, family, and friends, being thankful and spending quality time with the ones that matter the most. So I think a lot of us do have high expectations over the holidays, and we feel let down when things don't go exactly the way we planned.
Yeah. My advice is love what is. What if the perfect holiday is the very one happening right in front of you? What if? I mean, what if it was just a movie you weren't in charge of? You just got to watch it and enjoy it as it turns in. And I think approaching the holidays with great expectancy, but not expectations. Expectancy is this is going to be fabulous, but I don't have to get into the details. And so, you know, if you're clear on what kind of holiday you want, you go do that. That which is missing, you're not giving. You want that, you go first. Where we really start to suffer is when I apply what I believe the holidays are about to you and you and you. And I start writing that script for you. Just because I think my holidays this year are about peace and happiness and a trip to Cabo doesn't mean, right? Doesn't mean that I can judge you because you're going to run around to lots of parents' houses and functions. So stop judging, start helping. And just kind of be that change you want to see in the world.
That's great.
Thank you for
You're
helping.
welcome.
We're starting to de-stress already. So thank you so very much for sharing your advice. And don't go anywhere. We'll see you on the other side.
Up next, take a vacation.